Hey everybody, I'm John Granato. I host The Bench mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. That's Josh Jordan. He's the editor of SportsMapHouston.com and co-host of Moneyline. You can hear that weekends on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and click the bell for notifications so you know when we got new product out there. Hey, Josh, this week, one of Deshaun's accusers, not associated with the civil case, she was on a podcast. We've got the link in here. You can listen to it yourself because I don't think we want this kind of content on our podcast. She spoke in graphic detail about her encounters with Deshaun. Meanwhile, the reported asking price for the Texans for Deshaun in a trade is 5 high draft picks or a combination of picks and starters. If Deshaun continues to take PR hits like this, are the Texans being unreasonable in believing that his value could go back up?
I think they could be. I don't know if you've watched it, this podcast, it's on video. She came off as very credible to me, and she's not part of the civil lawsuits, so it doesn't seem like a cash grab. She just wanted to come out and tell her side of the story. She got death threats out of this, so there was a downside for her and a lot of risk for doing this. So yeah, 5 high draft picks or 3 high picks and 2 starters. I think that's a ridiculous amount for the Texans to think they'll get, especially more of this could come out. There could be more people that have a similar story that aren't attached to the Busby case. And what if one of those things comes out after the ruling comes down from Goodell? You know, what if more of this continues to come out?
Well, listen, it's been so salacious as it is. We've heard so many stories from Tony Busby, and the weirdest part is that Rusty Hardin doesn't want a non-disclosure agreement. He wants all this stuff to come out, and all 22 can come out. And like you said, there might be more that come out as well. This will be decided. What kind of compensation the Texans get after the criminal investigation and after the suspension. So I don't think that's going to change. But whatever team is going to get Deshaun, there's a good chance they continue to get stories like this, and that's the face of your franchise. So I can certainly see, while I've thought they're going to get value for Deshaun, I can certainly see it going down as well.
I mean, I think the whole thought process, we were assuming that once the cases were settled, punishment was handed down, that we'd have clarity, we would know what Deshaun's value is. But the problem is we're assuming that that's all that's going to come out about Deshaun. We don't know that. So I'm starting to wonder, would they be better off taking what they can get now?
And it's just getting worse and worse and worse for Deshaun. I know he's out there to practice and fans are calling for him. Of course they're calling for him because Davis Mills was quarterbacking. And that couldn't have been any worse. Tyrod Taylor is Tyrod Taylor. But wherever Deshaun goes from here on out, there's going to be all kinds of digits. There's going to be all kinds of little baby towels. There's going to be massage tables that everybody's going to use for their tailgates. Wherever he goes, this is going to follow Deshaun forever. And it's something that whatever team gets him is going to have to deal with for the rest of Deshaun's career.
And if you watch that podcast, boy, that is some stuff she says about Deshaun that I certainly don't think that he appreciates being out there in the public. And what about this, John? What if another accuser sits down with somebody that's not on a podcast? What if they sit down with Kerry Champion on ESPN, and tell a similar story like this? Like what that would do to Deshaun's value?
Absolutely. Now, Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports, he said he spoke with a league GM that says the asking price from the Texans is too high unless they do some conditional picks. Now, you saw Carson Wentz. If he plays 75% of the snaps, then they get a first rounder. If he doesn't play 75%, it's a second rounder. I could certainly see the Texans maybe having to do something like this with Deshaun as well.
I think so. Let me ask you, if, say, somebody was willing to give you 3 first-round picks, 2 of which would be bumped down to second-round picks if Deshaun gets suspended for more than 8 games. Would you take that right now?
I would rather wait and find out the suspension. because I think it's only going to be in this year. And even if it is this year and this year of the contract goes through, you still got 4 more years of Deshaun, so there is value there. And whatever team gets him might even ask him, like, we're going to rip this up and we're going to do a different kind of deal, maybe an extended deal where you're 6 years with us. Because Deshaun wants out of here that. But you see Deshaun, his body language at practice, he's the 4th string safety. He's running scout team. It's just horrible for him. I think he might even do that. It may turn out to me not a great, well, it's not a great thing for Deshaun anyway, but I think he's going to have to make some concessions, and one of them might be that he's going to have to get extended and do a better deal for whatever team.
And you make a good point. Ian Rappaport said last week that teams see Deshaun as like a 12-year investment. So, if he misses 8 games or even a season, that's not, a whole lot in the grand scheme of things.
No, absolutely not. I'll take Deshaun with 8 games or even this whole year and still 4 years left on that deal. But again, I would want to tie him up longer, especially if I'm giving up 3 first-rounders and a couple of other players. If I'm giving up a bunch, I'm going to make sure that I've got Deshaun long-term.
Don't you feel that's a little unreasonable, though? Like Caserio asking for that much right now? I mean, that's what's been reported, that the Texans leaked that to the NFL Network media, that it's, 3 firsts and 2 starters. Are they really trying to trade him when they're asking that much?
Yeah, I do. I do think so. I think they're going to, and I still think that they're going to get it. I know that all of this stuff is a PR hit, but you know what? Deshaun is a quarterback that changes your fortunes. He is going to, if he goes to the Eagles are, if he goes to the Dolphins, if he goes to the Eagles, they all of a sudden not only are a playoff team, but they're a Super Bowl contender, especially in the AFC. If he went to wherever, if he goes to the Steelers, now the Steelers are really, really good again after all those years of Ben Roethlisberger. So yeah, I really believe he's worth it.